Hi guys, welcome back to Judy P's Crafty Journeys. Today I am playing around with Modge Podge and napkins and some paper and wood, and I'm going to be doing me some decoupaging. I've only decoupaged a few times. I got addicted once I seen somebody else do it, just napkins. I really like it, and so I'm going to do some in-depth Googling, I guess you would say per se, to learn more on decoupaging and techniques and such, so that I can bring more videos. But I thought I'd just do a no-nonsense, just beginner's video, just this simple, easy, quick way to adhere these napkins to some different items. So I've got a big pile of napkins, some really pretty ones, which I'm not for sure what I'm going to start with yet, but some I bought, some I got in swaps. This was in a swap 3 group, a crafting group, and this as well, which is really pretty. I love these red poppies, and excuse me. And then I've got these I think it's like a carnation type looking flower. I've got some fruit here. An animal print, which is really cool. I'll have to tell you about that one in a minute. I've got this really beautiful shiny gold. I love shiny things. That's really, it's not on one side, but it is on the other. So that's really pretty. Got some puppies. And I've got this beautiful one with a magnolia on it and a butterfly. Now, these, I've got several out for some reason, and I've got them stuck together on one. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I've got several of these out. These, and this rose one, this one, and this one, and this is the other side of it. I've got all of those at the dollar store, and they have got and I think I got the puppies from there actually, and I also got these from there. But they have some fantastic napkins, and obviously $1, and they're very nice, and they've got quite an assortment, so you can start collecting napkins if you get the decoupage itch. So I've got those ones, and then I've got this beautiful one right here, the American red, white, and blue flag type ones. And this is a one I got at Tuesday morning, so it was a little more expensive, but it's really super duper thick napkin. This one right here is supposed to be a Kleenex. I got that from Michael's. I got a couple of packs of them in different colors. I only just have this one specific one out, but I mean, they're pretty thick too. They're not as they're a lot thicker than a regular Kleenex would be, so I figured I'll get those and use those for decoupage as well. So I got quite a few of those I can work with. Then I've got me a little itty bitty tiny paper bag that I got. I almost threw it away. And then I thought, what am I doing? I need to keep that. There's so many things I can do with that, especially since I love doing junk journaling. And so I saved it and kept it back here. I've got these really cool envelopes that I got, like 500 of them for $3 at a thrift store. So I can make all kinds of things out of these. So I snagged those up. This is a piece of a really thick cardstock presentation folder, and it's got, the way I cut it, it's left over from some other project I did. It could be a tuck spot, it could, a pocket. So I have that. Then just regular sandwich bags, because they're little, not as cute and tiny as this one, but it's still cute because it's little. And then I've got me some chipboard that I save out of packs of paper. So a lot of times if you just buy individual packs, not pads of paper, but individual packs, they'll have these in between, dividing the different kinds of papers from, you know, their colors and designs and whatnot. And I always save these because I use them for making journals and such out of. So I'm going to use this and make some tags. Then, last but not least, I have these wooden tags that I got from Dollar General, and I really like these. It was like $1.50 for like 6 or 8 of them or something like that. I know I bought like 2 packs, or this might have been just 1 pack. I don't know. All I know was $1.50 and you got quite a few. So I've got these, and then I just have my Modge Podge. I'm using a gloss. I usually like the matte. It just depends on what you're doing and what look you're wanting to achieve. Sometimes I do like using the gloss, but you know, a lot of times I use the matte. And Modge Podge, of course, is a water-based sealer, glue, and finish, which is exactly what it says right here in the small print, which you can't probably see. But so it's just really awesome. And I think they've got some really new kind of Mod Podges out too, like colored ones and such. So I haven't seen those yet, but I'm going to try to find some. But that's what I'm going to be using today, is this one. It's what I have on hand. You'll also need some Scotch tape, because I did learn from a friend in one of the other groups I belong to on Facebook, actually, that if you take a piece of this tape, you can separate the layers of the napkins, which is what you're going to want to do before you start doing the Modge Podge. And so, and then of course I have a thing of water over here and my paint brushes. But what I wanted to show you is on these couple of napkins I have, for instance, like this one, this cafe one, the coffee, which I used a piece for something else I'll show you in a minute. But when I took apart the napkin, I mean, it still has the imprint on it, but in black and white. And I thought that was super cool. And you can see the spoons around the edges. Just really neat. So, of course, I saved that, which I actually had intended saving the white part anyway, because a friend of mine who did a video, and I can't remember exactly what the video was for, but she had actually Modge Podged or put over something else she had made. She used just the white part of the napkin to tone it down. It was Michelle from Joyful Michelle is what her YouTube channel is. Check her out. She's got an awesome channel. And so I got that idea from her. And so I'm saving those. Otherwise, I probably would have threw it away or used it to wipe my hands from the Modge Podge or glue or whatnot. This right here was this one, this tiger print. When I separated it, and I'll bring it up close and hopefully you can see it, but let me get a right angle on it here. But there's still traces. You can see, yeah, I know you can see it a little bit. But anyway, there's still faint traces of the pattern on it. And I thought, oh, how cool is that? So I got those. So anyway, now what we're going to do is we're just going to do just no nonsense, plain Jane Modge Podging. Now what I did originally is I took one of my napkins and I took it apart and I actually Modge Podged it onto here, but it didn't stick. I'm not for sure if because of it being the chipboard or what, but this time I'm going to put some Modge Podge over the top first, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the napkin back over it and then Modge Podge it again. But first I'm going to show you how to take apart the napkin, which is very easy, and we'll have no problem doing it. You don't have to be too careful, but you do have to be careful to a certain extent because it can possibly tear, and I don't want it to now that I know that I can use the other layer for some other things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this one. And so what you do is you just take a little piece of tape, and I learned this actually technique from my friend Melody. So you just take it, stick it down, pull it off, and take a chunk of it off, and then that way you can just sit there and start taking and peeling the other layer off. So it works out really well. Just be kind of careful. This, I've noticed the thinner they are, they come off a lot easier. The one I had the trouble with was the red, white, and blue one because it was real thick. Now this is really cool, and it may be hard to see with my lighting. You can kind of see the, I don't know if I can get it to do it. You can still see the stripes where they were at. It's just really hard to see in this lighting. There. It's really cool looking. Maybe if I fold it, you can still see it better. See? Yeah, you can see it better now that I folded it back up. So that's left like an embossing print on there. So that's really cool. So let's see what I can do with that later. But it looks like there's only one part of this that's shiny, and the rest is all muted color, which is fine. But anyway, that's how you take them apart. I'll go ahead and I'll use this one in a little bit, but I want to get my red, white, and blue one going and fix it from last night when I put it on there and it didn't want to work. So this time what I'm going to do is I am going to just, which side did I want to use? One of these sides. I kind of, okay, I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to make tags out of these. Cut them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up my Modge Podge real good. I like to mix up my things like this and paints and such. Mix them up real good. And I am not going to put anything down on my palette paper. I'm just going to use my paintbrush and stick it in the jar. So, and what I'm going to do, since I know last night it did not want to stick very well at all, I'm going to put a layer on the chipboard first, and then I will lay my napkin over it first. So I'm going to spread that on there generously. And I'm going to try to do it fairly quick because I don't want to have it all drying on me before I get my paper back on it. Or my napkin, I should say. I keep wanting to call it paper, but, well, it's a paper product, right? So I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I have been. It's very pretty outside, and I'm looking out my window, and it's really nice. And I figured I'd come in my room, do some crafting, do a quick video, and then I'm going to go out and sit and read a book. I love to read and sit outside. So it's kind of hard these days though, because I am so addicted to doing crafts that it's about the only thing I want to do, it seems like, these days. So, and there's many things I like to do, so I need to start organizing my time a little better and spread it out and do those other things I love, like sitting outside reading or going to the park or visiting friends and things. So, though I do have quite a few friends that I have made in a group on Facebook, which is awesome. Alright, so I've got quite a bit on there now, and so I am going to go ahead and take my red, white, and blue napkin that I had from last night, and it's a little stiff because it's been Modge Podge once already. It just, like I said, it just didn't stick. But I like how it turned out. You can tell the difference between that one and this one. So, and I actually like this one better because it's kind of got like a crinkly feel to it, and I like it because it gave it the little wrinkly marks, and so I like that better than it just being so smooth, because when I have see a flag, I think of it flying in the wind, so it's not going to be perfectly perfect. Might have some little wrinkles and such. So anyway, I'm going to put this on here as straight as I possibly can. I will have to trim it because it's trying to match up the edges. Good though. so that I have to do less trimming and taking away from my print on my napkin. Ah. It's like the hardest part. Putting it back on here with all that glue on there. So, like I said, I'm not really worried about creases on this specific one. Some people want things smooth. That's this glue there. Some people like things smooth and don't want the wrinkles in it, and it will make a difference on some things. It just depends on what you're making and such. But for right now, with what I'm doing, I am not concerned about that at all. So now that I've got that on there really well with the Modge Podge, just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and to make it stiffer, I'm going to go ahead and throw a light coat over the top of this one. Not as much since I've already stuck it down on there. And then we'll set it to the side to dry. And what I'm going to do is I am going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to do a video on what we decoupage today, and I'm going to do some layering up what we've done today and making it even more beautiful, adding some embellishments to it. So that will be a lot of fun. That's always a fun thing to do, and I'm getting better at it. I used to not be so good at doing the layering thing, adding different embellishments and items to something, ephemera and such. I just couldn't think of anything, and then I'd see everybody else's ideas and away it goes. Then all of a sudden the creativity starts flowing when you finally grasp the concept of what layering up means. So, in fact, you can know what it means and you still don't get it until you just get used to doing it. So we'll do a little video on that, because it took me a long time to learn that. I mean, even though I knew what it meant, I still couldn't do it. I had like this block in my brain block that just wouldn't let me do it. And now it's finally sunk in, so I'm going to just share with you what I have learned so far. And I'm sure there is much more out there to learn. So I want to make sure I got this good on the edges, because I want to make sure it sticks. That's what I hate, when it doesn't want to stick on the edges. Throw a little extra on there. I'm going to make this sure this time it doesn't come off. I'm glad I didn't do this on screen yesterday, because I would have failed miserably because it was not sticking to this at all. And this morning when I got up, thinking, well, maybe when it dried real good it would be super duper stuck to it. Yeah, it still wasn't. It still wasn't. It peeled right off, but we're going to, hopefully this is going to fix it. I'm going to kind of fold that over a little bit. The edge of it. Okay. And the edge of it over here. So much for the light coat, right? Oh, I go glue happy all the time. I mean, all the time. It's just, I have every intention of using just a little bit of product, and it ends up being a lot. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck this under a little bit. Hopefully it will stay. Get it all over my fingers here, because it's a little bit bigger than. There we go. All right, tuck that under there. I just want it to stay. Alrighty. Sticky, sticky stuff. And I am going to go ahead and put that behind me. I'm sorry, I'm going to get up away from my desk real quick because I'm going to grab another piece of palette paper. I didn't think I would have to move, but I wasn't planning on using it to leave my project on to dry behind me, so since I got so much on it. So, all right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one of these envelopes. And what I did, in fact, let me show you what I have made. And then you can see what I already did. And we'll do a couple other things just so you get the idea. This was a bigger paper bag that I decoupaged. And this was with the napkin from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love it. And so I'm going to fancy that one up. And then I've got, this was one of these. And what I did is I held the flap up and I just Modge Podged the whole thing, and I Modge Podged it shut because I just wanted a big tag. So I got a nice pretty big tag. And I can embellish that. And then these were the wooden ones. And I decoupaged on those, which I thought turned out super cute. So I've got those, and then also I did it on the strip of the file folder, which ended up like this, really dark. And then I Modge Podged over it, but then I slid it right here. I just slid it with my scissors to get it to open back up because I had it actually sealed shut. Because of, I wrapped the napkin all the way around it and Modge Podged this part that had been open and seal it. So then I just took my scissors, sliced that napkin, and so now I just have a pocket. And I'm going to end up folding this down. In fact, I'm going to do it now. It's just like a little slim pocket. Which gives me some other ideas too. I'll have to share them with you though. But this one took a bit to dry too. So that's that one. So that's what I did last night when I was playing around. So let's go ahead and do one of these. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to leave this open, but I'm not going to, well, no, I'm going to go ahead and do another tag. But I think what I want to use this time, let's see, maybe I will go ahead and do this gold. Let's see. Spread it out. And I don't think I want the shiny piece. See if this will cover it without, oh, it might end up being part. Okay, I'll have to use the bottom part of it. Or is that not going to work? It's going to get part of that. Going to get part of that gold on it. Okay, well, I'm going to change my mind. And I am going to do a different one. Let's see here. Which one should I do? It's so hard to choose. Let's do a puppy. Who doesn't love puppies, right? So get that open. And grab my tape again. A little piece of that. Get that off of there. And then this should peel off real easy. Let's see, is it going to give me an imprint of the puppies or anything? Or is it just going to be the plain white? Nope. I mean, it's got like an embossing look to it, but I can't see the puppies. Maybe a little bit of embossing from the background that was there. Okay. So I'm going to do the puppies, and I'm going to make this into a big tag. And I'm going to see what it will look like this way. Put it, line it up in the crease right there. Like I said, it just depends on the size of your item. I'm just doing it this way. So it looks like, yeah, it's going to get a lot of it on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it in there like that. And since the envelope is just a paper, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to put any on top of the envelope, but I am going to make sure this is the very end of the napkin and it's right in the fold. I'm going to go ahead and fold it over and smooth it out. Like I said, I don't mind if I have wrinkles and crinkles in mine. It adds character. Now if I was doing something else, like maybe a tray, a decorative tray or something, then maybe I'd want to make sure that it stayed smooth. That'd be a little bit different. But that's not what I'm concerned about today. So I'm gonna smooth it out though, nice, and I like to have it come towards me. That's how I do it. And I'm gonna go across the top. I know it starts, and you can see it once I start doing it. You can see the outline of it. Have it come towards me. In more videos that I'll do later, I'll get into a little bit more advanced techniques into the decoupaging, where you can try to get it as smooth as possible and such. But today this is just for fun, and it's just the basic simple concept of getting it to stick to whatever product you are wanting it to stick to, whether it be the wooden tag, envelopes, and whatnot. So I did that side, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry that a little bit. So I apologize for a second for my dryer here. Almost finished. Just want to be able to flip it over and not have it stick completely and tear off my napkin I've just done, because it is got a tacky feel to it. Okay. Hopefully you heard what I was saying when I had the dryer going. I'm sitting there thinking I'm talking loud enough, but I'm like, maybe I'm not. What I had been saying, just in case, was that I wanted to make sure it was dry enough, because it was pretty tacky, that it didn't stick to my paper when I flipped it over to do the other side. So it's looking really nice. I'm going to do this other side right quick. You don't really have to hold anything down, because it's already stuck really good on the other side. Here we go. Oops. Went the wrong way. Trying to stay going one direction. That's what I'm wanting to do. Alright. A nice coat on there. Make sure it's going to stick. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to hit it with a little bit of heat. Alright, here we go. Still a little tacky feeling, but not too much. Just a little bit. So I'm going to just set that behind me to dry the rest of the way, and then we'll trim off the excess. So I'll throw that back there, and then what we're going to do then is we will take one of the wooden bookmarks and do it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this really pretty gold, since I already took it apart, and I like that gold, and I think that would make a beautiful tag. And what I'm going to do with it is basically the same thing, only I'm going to go ahead and trim my napkin prior to. If I can cut a straight line. I've only got the guide of the stripe, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. No big deal. Everything is fixable. You can put a piece of ribbon, fabric over things. It's really not a big deal. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure it's in that crease of the envelope. Or an envelope. Oh my gosh. Crease of the napkin. Just got done working with an envelope, so now I've got it stuck in my head evidently. And I'm going to do the same thing with this as I did the chipboard, just to make sure that it stays and doesn't come off. So I'm just going to put a layer on it. Just a thin layer. I'm not going to go crazy over it. There we go. I'm just going to try to center that on there by that line and the edge. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paint the wood again. Make sure I get the side of it over here so that when the napkin meets, it doesn't, it'll still stick together onto that side. I'll just smooth it out with my finger, because these are so tiny I really don't have to do much with don't have to do too much. And then what I'm gonna do then, stick it on my paper load. You gotta be real careful, just don't like rip it up real fast. I might have ruined the other side. Let's see, did I? I sure did. Should have been more careful. Let's see if I can salvage it. You know, I could, but I am not going to worry about it. My plan was foiled. I'm just going to actually just rip it along the edge there, and I'm just going to get rid of that part. I'll just put another piece over it. No big deal. Nothing ruined. Everything is fixable. No big deal. Let's see, do I got enough left to bring it down from that other side? I think I have enough, because what I'm going to do, and those little itty bitty pieces not going to be covered, we're going to be embellishing these later and adding layers to them, so I will just put something there and it won't be a big deal at all. Alright, so this other side is fine to set down. It's not going to stick. It's already dried a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and just put some on this piece of wood again. And I'm going to put it on the sides. I want to make sure that there's some sticky on there. Just dab my brush along the sides and the bottom. There we go. And bring it over. And I'm just going to smooth it with my finger, and I'm not worried about crease marks again. Like I said, we're going to be embellishing them, and I think it adds character to them, and it's not something that I'm necessarily wanting it to be a complete smooth finish. This is just basic playing around decoupaging. There's so many different things you can do with decoupage, so. And I'm just going to kind of take my fingers, be real careful, and try to just smooth that against the edges to cover up the sides. And I'm just smushing it with my, smushing the napkin with my fingers. That part I'm going to trim a little bit, which I think I'll do now. Just a little snip, snip. There we go. Tap that down with my fingers as well. There we go. So I think that looks really pretty. And then I'll just need to take my scissors, and I can punch a little hole where that napkin part is. I'll just kind of roll it around in there gently. And do the same to the other side. And then I'm just going to take my fingers and kind of flatten it down on the inside. There we go. Not a big deal at all. And once it dries, I can always snip any little raggedy edges with these really thin scissors. My Fiskars. I love these little things. They work so well. Alright, so there we go. We've got that one done. And I think that is really cool. And then the last but not least, we're going to do a bag. And I'm going to go ahead and do this little paper bag. And what I'm going to do is not for sure how I want to do this. I'm not for sure how I want to do this bag. Alright. And the napkin that we want to use. I think I want to use one of these. I just think this is so pretty. And this actually has the back off of it because I actually got these, this from someone else, and they had already taken the backing off. So, just one step I don't have to do. This time I'm just going to lay it because I know it's going to stick to the bag. So I'm going to do not the part where the bag folds like this, but I'm going to do this side. And I want to make sure it's as straight as possible. There we go. That's much better. I probably could have ironed it, but I'm not a big time iron person. I mean, it's bad enough having to iron clothes. I don't know that I really would get into ironing the paper, though you can do it. And if I have to, if it's something I want a certain look on, I will do it, but I'm not big on ironing. So, I'm going to put this on top of here. And I'm going to line it up. There and right there, as much as possible. It's less I have to trim if I've got it butted up against the edges. And This time I'm going to go away from me a little bit just to get it started. There we go. I just didn't want it moving on me. And I'm going to put a generous amount on here. I do have a habit of wanting to go back and forth, and I just think it turns out nicer if you don't keep going back and forth. Plus, if you go back and forth, you've got a good chance of tearing it easier and weakening the napkin, and you don't want to do that. Alright, it's sliding on me. Alright. End of it almost. There we go. See, it's wanting to tear on me there where I was holding it, but it's okay because we're still good. We're still good with where I'm at. Get some on the side of it. Make sure it stays. It's just getting so wet. Okay. So I did that, and I'm going to hit it with the dryer a bit. It gets so fragile when it gets wet, and you just got to be really careful. That's why having one of these dryers is so wonderful. Alright, there we go. Probably should have taken the dryer part out in the video, but I just hate speeding up videos, and I'm just going to rip that right there because it's not going to hurt anything. This part that got stuck I'm not going to be using, so... But these heat guns are great because it just dries your project so quick, and it just makes it a lot nicer. Then you can decoupage more things and have multiple items going a lot quicker. Alright, so I've got the one side of the bag. Now is a pretty poppy one, and I am going to, let's see here, I'm going to do this other side. If I do that, it's gonna, I think what I'm going to do, because my other bag that I did that I showed you, it was just, there was no fold like this at the bottom. So, I have to figure out how to do this. If I put it over there, and I put it on that part, I think I'm going to just do it down to here, and then I'll just do the bottom separate. We'll see. Let's just try it. Let's just wing it and see what happens. Because I have actually never decoupaged a paper bag before. Just envelopes and paper, but never paper bags. And this specific shape of it kind of messes me up. So we'll just see. We're going to wing it, see what happens. Really gentle with it. Here we go. To the top. I'll let go of it down there because my hand's going to end up. And like I said, if there's an easier way to do this, I will find it eventually. But this is just how I'm going to do it for now, and we'll see. And if it doesn't turn out exactly like I want it to, I will make it turn into something that I like. I will fix it to me liking it. So, alright. I'm going to go ahead and dry it again real quick a little bit. And while I'm drying it, I'm going to grab a quick drink. I'm really thirsty from talking so much. Apologize. Much better. I get so thirsty. There we go. It just kind of helps cure it, bake it on there so it stays better. Alright, let that cool a little bit here. Alright. Let that cool a little bit. It's going to stick a little bit to this parchment paper around the edges. The glue. And if I wasn't doing it on camera, I'd do it, let it dry a little bit longer. I know a lot of people do. They sit there and they just fast forward it, but this is like real life. This is real life stuff that happens to you when you're doing the crafts. It's not everything turns out perfectly flawless every single time you do it. I mean, you're going to come across issues and mishaps and things of that nature. This is going to peel that off. Get that up there. There we go. The other side ended up being just fine. It didn't hurt it any. It's a little bit of glue right there, but I can see. There's the other side. All right. Now we're rocking and rolling, getting somewhere, right? All right. So I basically got everything but the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to trim this right here. And trim it down here at the bottom. The excess that's on here. Okay. And we get rid of this excess at the top. There we go. I didn't cut it crooked. I'm a lefty using right-handed scissors, and I have a tendency to angle them to the side. I've tried using left-handed scissors, and with the way I'm used to tilting my hand a little bit, which I don't tilt it a lot, it's just a little, it just wants to make it a little more difficult to use them. Alright, well, I like how that's looking. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Isn't it pretty? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let that, you know, I kind of really like it like this. I might just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to mess until I figure out a way to do it where I can get that folded part at the bottom to be the way I want it to be. I'm sure somebody's done it. I have to look it up and see. But I think I'm just going to keep my bag. I'm going to keep this sealed at the bottom like that and make it flat. So that way, actually, it'll lay better in a journal. I like that. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then I'll embellish that, or I might even add a pocket or something to it. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it flat. I'm not going to worry about opening it up and getting the rest of it. I like it just like this. Just a little flat paper bag, just like the other one I showed you. So, that looks really great. I love it. Okay, so we will bring back here what we've done so far. So we did this wooden tag. We've done this envelope. See, there I go again, envelope. We've done this paper bag. Just got envelopes on my brain. I'm telling you. And we've done this chipboard piece, which I'm going to take off this now. So we've done the chipboard piece, which still has some drawing that needs to be done. We've done the bag. We've done the tag. And we've done this big tag. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this so you can see what it looks like all trimmed off. Look at that. It's really nice because you can see the image, the outline of the envelope under it. See, now I'm saying, now this is an envelope. Now I can say envelope. But it's an envelope turned into a tag. I get a little bit of that off the bottom. Wasn't too much. That folded over that. So I just basically have to do the imprint of that part. And there you go. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this red, white, and blue one dry even more. As you can see, like right here, for instance, there's still some wet glue. Or Modge Podge, I should say. And once that dries all the way, I'll trim up the sides. And then I will be back with another tutorial on taking these items that we've made with today, doing the Modge Podge, just the basic, simple, no-nonsense Modge Podge. And we're going to take these and we're going to embellish them and make them even prettier. So I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I appreciate you joining me. And don't forget that life is a journey, not a destination. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Okay, guys, I will see you later. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Bye.